Good morning, everyone. On behalf of Orange County Mayor Jerry L. Demings, I'd like to welcome everyone to an exciting, fun story, the opening of a time capsule. We're going to go back to the Wayback Machine and take a look into the year 1995. Back then, 2020 seemed like a galaxy away. And what did the future hold? Well, I doubt anyone put in that the pandemic was on anyone's mind. But here we are. The time capsule made it 25 years, and so did we. Give yourself a round of applause. In a moment, Mayor Demings is going to introduce our distinguished guests and remind us what life was like here in Orange County, Florida, some 25 years ago. Former Orange County Chairman, and we also call it Mayor now, Linda Chapin is also here. She was here 25 years ago and watched the time capsule go into the rotunda. Finally, Orange County Regional History Center Chief Curator Pamela Schwartz is also here to open the time capsule and show us some of its contents. So without further fanfare, I'd like to introduce Mayor Demings.
All right, good morning to all of you on this brisk 40-degree weather day in Orange County. How about that? Let me just say thank you for being here. There's always a risk in to burying a time capsule, but from all appearances and assurances from Orange County and the History Center, this time capsule is intact today. You can see it here. We'll see what's inside in just a few moments. Curator Pamela Schwartz from the History Center is here, who has joined us on stage. She will show us what's inside. I want to recognize our guests who have joined us here today, and let me begin by first recognizing many of our elected officials who have joined us. First, from the Orange County Board of County Commission, we have Commissioner Nicole Wilson, we have Commissioner Christine Moore, Commissioner Myra Uribe, Commissioner Gomez Cordero, Commissioner Emily Bonilla, and from Commissioner Siplin's office, we have Ms. Vanessa Lewis. In addition, of course, the officers of the court are present as well. We have the Honorable Chief Judge Donald Myers, Clerk Tiffany Moore Russell, Public Defender Bob Wesley, State Attorney Monique Worrell, Orange County Sheriff John Mina, Orlando Police Chief Orlando Rolone, former County Mayor Linda Chapin, and former Chief Judge Belvin Perry, who have all joined us. I can tell you that in 1995, at that time, I was an Orlando Police Captain. I was in charge of the downtown district, the Central Patrol Division at that time. So I was also here and present when the capsule was installed. 7 members from the Orange County Historical Society are here with us today. We have Mr. Walter Hawkins, Ms. Hillary Marks, Ms. Suzanne Weinstein, Mr. Tom Cloud, Mr. Mike Driscoll, Ms. Deborah Prosser, and Ms. Shannon Larimer. I'd also like to recognize members of my staff who are present. My Chief of Staff, Ms. Roseanne Harrington, my Deputy Chief of Staff, Ms. Carol Burkett, the County Administrator, Mr. Byron Brooks, and Deputy County Administrator, Danny Banks. We also have several of our special assistants who participated in making certain that this went off today without a hitch. We have Ms. Rhonda Robinson, Ms. Ilya Torres, Ms. Shally Wong, and Ms. Liz Roby. And now, let me just share with you what was going on at the time. It was November the 21st, 1995, when then County Chairman, I call her Mayor now, Linda Chapin held a ceremony to place a time capsule in the rotunda of the courthouse, just yards away from where we are now. The Orlando Sentinel was invited to contribute to the time capsule, so they held a contest for its adult and student readers. The contest was quite simple. Tell us in 100 words or less what life will be like in 2020. Who would have thought? A pandemic. We'll see if anybody guessed that. The winning entries were Joanne Nidegger, and she's here today. Joanne, just wave your hand back there. All right. She was the second place finisher in the realistic category. As a refresher, here are some of the events that were going on in Orange County back in 1995. Orange County's population was 749,720. We're roughly twice that today. Bill Clinton was president of the United States of America. Lawton Childs was governor of Florida. Again, the Honorable Linda Chapin was the Orange County chairman at the time. The Honorable Linda Hood was mayor of Orlando. How about that? The first and only woman to have served as mayor in Orlando. The Orlando Magic finished first in the NBA Atlantic Division and went to the 1995 NBA Championships. The Space Shuttle Atlantis docks with the Russian Mir Space Station. Walt Disney World had 3 theme parks at the time and opened Blizzard Beach in 1995. Universal Orlando had 1 theme park and had just celebrated its 5th anniversary. So that's quite a bit was going on. Time has flown by so quickly, but it's fun to look back on the past. At this time, I'm going to ask the Honorable Chairman and Mayor Linda Chapin to come forward and share some reflections from her point of view. And so, Mayor Chapin, you're recognized at this time.
Thanks, Mayor Demings. I so appreciate being here and have been trying, as the mayor did, to recall the events of those days, which isn't hard because, as you all agree, I'm sure, it was only yesterday. Not too hard to remember. Let's see, the mayor mentioned that Bill Clinton was president. He would run for re-election shortly, and I would get to go to the inauguration. And more importantly, the year after that, he would name one of Orange County's programs as the best local government program in the country. That was our targeted community initiative that brought resources to historically neglected communities. We were finishing up the West Orange Trail back then. We were converting the 1927 courthouse to the History Center, which serves us all so well today. Disney had announced an exciting development. They were going to start a cruise line, which I'm sure might have been exciting to Val and Jerry Demings, who were probably still back in high school. Yeah. Well, we heard not quite. On the other hand, I will note that some things never change. Garth Brooks and Trisha Yearwood were the country music stars of the year. The courthouse, the convention center, we were talking about doubling the size of the convention center. My goodness, some subjects never die. And Glenda and I were trying to figure out how to get light rail to the airport. Mayor, I'm sorry that we left some tasks unfinished. However, today is a day when I can be glad to see old friends and new friends. I can be happy to celebrate the fact that this courthouse has played the role that I envisioned, that we all envisioned for it at the time. I used to say, and still do, the courthouse is the heart of a community. And so it has proven to be, the place where people come to get their birth certificates and their marriage licenses, and many happy occasions occur here in this room, as well as, of course, many very serious ones. So thank you for joining us today. It's a real pleasure to be with you, and I appreciate being included and trying to remember what we're going to find in this time capsule. We'll find out from Pam.
Well, I'm going to stay over here because we are going to go ahead and jump right into the excitement and the surprise of a time capsule. I am going to actually allow Mayor Demings to be the one that sticks his arm inside and pulls out what may or may not be in there. So we are very excited. You see there's a variety of signatures. This was pulled out of a column at the front of the courthouse. And I think we should just jump right in.
Okay.
Right? So I'll take the lid here.
Let me stand back.
Drum roll, please. No. Okay.
We did have to crack it earlier. That adhesive would have not made for a very pretty presentation.
Well, okay. Commissioner Moore, this is from Lockhart Middle School. And these are the students. There's some photographs that were taken here.
So here, I'll take it from you. I'll lay them out. So in January of 1995, the then Orange County Historical Museum actually did a lot of different activities, gathering photos from around the community. And so that's one of the participating institutions, Lockhart Middle School.
Okay. Well, here is a letter from Orange County Chairman Linda Chapin to be open in November of 2020. So we're a little bit behind. But
No time like
Chairman
that.
Chapin,
Sorry,
do you remember what you wrote about at the time?
Is
Hardly
it
at all.
safe
Hardly at
to read
all.
on camera?
So,
I don't
okay.
think so. Byron Brooks was around in those days too, so I'm sure that he would have kept me straight.
Well, now let's see here. What did
Oh, he's gonna read it
Madam
for you.
Chairman- You want me to read it for you?
Don't read the whole thing, it looks long.
Well, I didn't write it, but okay. So I'm going to read this. It says, "To the future, hello. For several years now, prognosticators have been forecasting the virtual automation of our country by the turn of the century.
Well,
Indeed, one of today's most popular forms of recreation is an electronic compilation and manipulation of data called virtual reality. There is no disputing the labor-saving benefits we have all enjoyed from state-of-the-art technology. But as in all things, there must be a balance. Ever the optimist, I choose to believe that the 21st century in Orange County will witness a return to literal reality. It is my feeling, as well as my wish, that Central Florida will continue its recent trend of placing a high priority on family values, human needs, and a high standard of personal integrity. Ancient Greeks held to an interesting tenet that citizens should be no more than 2 friends away from the person in local government who could hear their concerns and initiate the process by which problems could be solved. Through an extrapolated mathematical calculation, they deemed that number to be around 6,000 people for a truly effective government. Orange County today embraces more than 750,000 citizens who live in approximately 1,000 square miles of both urban and rural cultures. In the past 10 years, there has been a welcome resurgence of organized and effective homeowner associations, collaborative efforts with the citizens of smaller communities to strengthen family and neighborhood ties, an overall commitment to restore the balance between growth and green space. With the opening of 12 new parks, the West Orange Trail, and the purchase of thousands of acres of environmentally sensitive lands. Our newest residential communities are being planned literally as villages that feature post offices, schools, health facilities, and grocery stores within walking distance from residents' homes. Even the new school structures currently being planned are envisioned to house students until the local village demographic shifts to an older population, at which time the structures can be easily and cost efficiently transformed into assisted living and retirement homes. Orange County has a rich and colorful history of being able to adapt to the changing demands of its ever-growing population. Now here's her prediction. My predictions for the Orange County of 2020 are this. Our community will be comprised of 100 or more smaller villages with all the necessary amenities, schools, churches, stores, etc. Our economy will be thriving with a special emphasis on film production and international commerce. Our citizens will have accepted and learned to enjoy the benefits of mass transit around the larger community. Orange County and the cities will have consolidated certain services, privatized others, and eliminated duplicative efforts in order to remain in touch with residents, and there will be a new level of trust, understanding, and cooperation between the citizens and their elected officials. As the Orange County of 1996 launches its Citizens First initiative to demonstrate this thinking, please allow me to wish a hearty congratulations to those who are present at the reading of this letter in November of 2020. It is also my prediction that many of us who care about these things today will be with you for the ceremony in 2020 as well. Sincerely, Linda W. Chapin, Orange County Chairman. All right.
A few things.
You did all right.
I read it almost exactly as you wrote it for reading it the first time. Okay, ma'am. And here's a book, and the book is A Day in the Life of Orlando Fashion Square. I bet that's changing, I tell you. Well, it's still there, but it's barely hanging on. Oh, okay. And here is a box of photographs. It's a kitchen somewhere. And
So, yeah, we'll have to look at that. There's a ton of photographs, and we aren't sure exactly where they all came from, so we'll have to do some sleuthing on that.
Life in
so,
A day in the life.
yeah, it has various photos from Lake Eola, East Orange County.
I think they did just have people sort of go out and take photographs all over, and again, a lot of the local schools just took images.
Wow, look at Chairman Chapin.
I was blonde back in those days.
Oh, look at that.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Great. I'll get it.
Get that to you. Okay. Well, now,
I have one of those.
there is a commemorative Orange County Sheriff's badge. It was the 150th anniversary. Sheriff of the Orange County Sheriff's Office.
I have one. Do you?
I have one.
Okay.
Yes, I do. I have a number of law enforcement badges. Okay. There's a lot of stuff.
There, yeah, you might not want to have to go through all of it. There's quite a few things.
So, just quickly, there's a newspaper from the Central Florida Business Journal, the Orlando Sentinel. The Central Florida Voice of the Arts is called the Arts Link. The Orlando Weekly.
Still around?
The Orlando Sentinel. Look at the size of the Sentinel at that time.
Well, no. Look at the size of the classifieds.
And the classified sections. Okay. Orange County, then and now. The Mark II dinner theater.
Oh, the dinner theater. Right. I remember it well.
Oh, so this is actually the list of contents if you wanted to make it really easy.
Ah. Oh.
Keep pulling things out.
Okay, here's one that says a day in the life at Bonneville Elementary.
Which is
And the shining
no
stars are here, photographs of those students 25 years ago. Wow, they'd be in their perhaps 30s and 40s. And there's a box, and there's files in it. It says City of Orlando on it.
Is there a letter from
Event
Glenda?
happenings.
Or a letter from
There's a letter
the
from
governor?
Governor Childs. A letter, oh no, this is a
Proclamation.
proclamation
From
from Mayor Chapin.
Sunbank?
Sunbank,
Lots of-
D. Carlson was Assistant Vice President and Sales Manager.
More Sunbank.
More Sunbank.
Businesses, the hospital. Everybody congratulating us on the
Ah,
achievement of the courthouse, I think.
okay. Sarah Van Arsdale
Oh,
was the
yes.
museum director at the time. And here's I think
Glenda's
a
State of the
proclamation.
City from
Yes,
that year.
the Florida Hospital. And again, Fashion Square Mall and some things going on there. And something from Mike Perkins, A Day in the Life. So that's what goes into that box. I'll hand that to you. And okay, that my arms are not long enough to get to the other end, so we're
All
gonna
right.
have to lift it up and
Gently.
shift it out.
Are we shifting? I can't tell what's happening.
No. Oh, there it is. Now, there's still one more in there. Another box full of goodies.
The good thing about building a time capsule with a history museum is that it's all in archival storage.
And
so
a
it's
day
all-
in the life from Rollins College. Pine Castle Elementary School.
Now closed.
Okay, there's a picture of some dogs and cats and the diary of Andy Settles. Okay, so these were citizens writing about what was going on. Here's something from Lawson Lamar, the state attorney,
Who couldn't be with us today, but sends his regards.
from Winter Garden and the Winter Garden Targeted Community Initiative.
Which we won the award for.
Well, this one looks like it might be from an inmate at the Orange County Jail. I hope he's not still there after 25 years. That's a short-term stay. And other artifacts at that time.
You know, I once did my own visioning even before this.
There's
In
one
1985, I asked school children to write about the year 2000. And I was telling Carol Burkett as I came in, I saved the letter from the 6-year-old that said, in the year 2000, all the wars will be over and all the diseases will be cured.
Oh,
You never know what the future holds, do you?
you never know.
There were a lot of predictions cast, but none of them actually, I think, are in the time capsule. They were all printed in the newspaper. So if you go back to the newspapers in 1995, you can read all the various winners.
Here's a photo album. And
Jean Bennett,
Jean Bennett,
others from those days.
Chairman Chapin, some members of the Board of County Commission. This
I was
looks
with
like,
Commissioner
is that
Mabel
John
Butler the
Michael?
other day.
Is that John Micah?
I can't see.
I don't know.
It looks like former Congressman John Micah there. And let's see.
Yeah, that was
the
our
Orange
first-
County source with
That was the
information.
first time we've published all the information in one place. Before the
And-
internet.
There's information from 4C, a letter, Valencia College. And some other documents.
Tiffany, do we still have the place for children here in the courthouse? Good. I'm so glad. It was Cindy McKinnon and a few of us that thought that was important.
There's a letter from some staff at the Orange County Jail.
Remember, we had, well, Byron would remember, we had taken over the jail about that time from the sheriff, who couldn't wait to get rid of it.
All right, and that is
that's
what
it.
else is in there.
Yeah, it's a lot of reading and a lot of paper documents. We'll have to pick through and read and see what all the historical importance is.
Better you than me.
Any final thoughts? Any final thoughts? Any final thoughts before we wrap this up?
Let me just say, if you have the opportunity to come up and take a look at some of the items, please feel free to do so. We do thank you for being here. And perhaps 25 years from now, we'll see what the world looks like then. We hope to be back with you then, Mayor Chapin, and all of you as well. So thank you all for being here today.